Welcome to Chapter 6 of How Could He? I am Emma Matsdotter, and I wrote this book after leaving an abusive relationship to help other women see clearly, break free, and begin to heal. Each chapter stands on its own, but together they tell the story of waking up and rebuilding. Let's begin. Chapter 6. Why he did it. This is the man who once swore to love you forever. The man who accepted your love and devotion, but gave you nothing close in return. He didn't treat you badly because of childhood wounds that made him afraid of vulnerability. Not because you two have different love languages, not because he was stressed and forgot to prioritize you. No, the man you loved abused you for years. He saw how alive you were, how glowing, how energetic, how full of love and goodwill. And he wanted that for himself, not because he loved you, because he wanted to use you. He didn't want to share your light. He wanted to own it, to leash you, to break you, slowly, strategically, until you wouldn't even think about leaving. It wasn't beautiful. It wasn't tragic. It was rotten, manipulative, calculated. You smelled it sometimes, a whiff of betrayal, the glint in his eye when he saw your pain and felt powerful. But then he'd lull you back in with sweet words, or the gaslighting would cloud your mind again. Maybe he didn't mean it. Maybe I misunderstood. Maybe it's me. He acted with intent, and by doing so, he gained what he wanted. Control, freedom, dominance, superiority. All at your expense. Your relationship was never balanced. He never picked up an oar. And when the boat spun in circles, he blamed you. I'm keeping my eyes on the horizon, he said. But really, he was laying back, enjoying the sun, while you did all the work. Was it intentional? Malice versus instinct. But wait, was it really on purpose? Did he consciously plan to manipulate and harm you? Sometimes, yes. If he has psychopathic traits, antisocial personality disorder, he may very well have calculated it all and enjoyed it. Men like that often feel pleasure from total control. They enjoy watching you twist yourself into knots. They love staring your emotions and watching you crumble. But even if he isn't a full-blown psychopath, even if he only has narcissistic traits, it doesn't make it unintentional. Because he knew from the beginning that he wasn't entering a relationship to connect. He wasn't attaching to you emotionally. He didn't want a partner. He wanted someone to serve him, to make him feel good, to follow his rules, to stay loyal while he did as he pleased. Even if he didn't think it through step by step, his motives were clear. He wanted a woman to reflect his greatness and absorb his frustration. Not someone to love, not someone to care for. And how do you convince a woman like that to enter your life? You mirror her, you love bomb, you sell her a dream. You tell her she's your soulmate, that she's safe, that her dreams will come true. Then you withdraw. You punish when she fails to please you, and reward when she obeys. And soon she's stuck, trying harder and harder for less and less. It's done without empathy, without remorse, with a laser focus on what benefits him. If he is a psychopath, he may even enjoy watching you break, crawl, beg. But whether he has a diagnosis or not doesn't matter. What matters is this. He acted intentionally. He lied. He manipulated. He hurt the woman he claimed to love. Inside the narcissistic mind, entitlement, control, and emptiness. For some men, it goes deeper. Narcissistic personality disorder is believed to develop in childhood, often in response to emotional neglect or trauma. The child feels unloved, unworthy, ashamed. So they build a fantasy self, flawless, admired, adored. As they grow up, they don't become emotionally mature adults. They become performers. They perfect a role, the charming man, the brilliant one, the admired leader. But it's all a show. Behind the curtain is a frightened, underdeveloped self, desperate to avoid being exposed. Criticism becomes unbearable. Imperfection is a threat, so they deflect blame, deny flaws, and demand worship. If someone has to take the blame or clean the toilet, it won't be him. James Bond doesn't do dishes. Or maybe he does, once in a while, when he needs an extra favor from Miss Moneypenny. And if you remind them of reality by asking for help or accountability, they retaliate. Again, with the nagging, you ruined everything. The show must go on. You just become part of the background, a servant in the wings, replaceable. Why he never changes, and why it wasn't your fault. The man you fell in love with never entered a relationship. He hired you without pay. You were there to meet his needs, to clean up his messes, to be available for comfort and sex and admiration. There was never a partnership. There was never anything to improve. Changing an abuser would require 1. Recognizing that he has a problem with how he relates to others. 2. Wanting to change because he feels genuine pain from his behavior. 3. Committing to long-term, professional help, years of therapy and self-work. 4. Avoiding intimate relationships during that process to prevent further harm. Begging you to come back is not the same as wanting to change. It's manipulation. It's a tactic. It's about control, not transformation. Being in a relationship with an abuser and waiting for him to change is like being a cigarette in the hand of a smoker and wondering why he won't stop puffing. If the cigarette runs away and the smoker promises to quit, should it go back? Would you believe him? There is only one way out. A man who chronically abuses a woman is not fit for adult love. And he will not change. Not for you. Not for your children. Not for anyone. Some abusers grow quieter with age, especially if their partners have settled into full submission. But the emotional abuse, the control, the gaslighting, that doesn't disappear. The abuse simply shifts form. There is only one way to change the situation. You must remove yourself from it. That was chapter 6 of How Could He? If this resonated with you, the full ebook is available to download, and it includes a healing journal prompt after each chapter to help you reflect, grow, and reconnect with yourself. You'll find the link in the description below. And if you'd like to keep listening, the next chapter will be up soon. Thank you so much for being here.